This is a classic Marvin Zindler rat and roach report from 1982 on Houston local news.
Several restaurants near downtown Houston and a fortune cookie company are on the health department's list of places that voluntarily closed to clean up. And Action 13's Marvin Zindler is here to tell all. Marvin?
Oh, wow. He looks amazing.
Dave, roaches, rodents, and filthy equipment were among the reasons.
Yeah, how would you describe this to listeners at
wow,
home?
that guy is... Tom, this should be your new look. Not that you need a new look, but if you
I'm
need
ready
to like fake your death and start again, or whatever your reasons,
I mean,
you got to get a white pompadour wig, dark glasses.
He's got this shock of white hair that is so thick,
it's outrageous,
and he's got tinted shades on, and
he's got a tan, but the resulting color is not like a golden brown. I think it's sort of more of like a greenish olive.
Almost, yeah.
Kind of like the same color as like those green refrigerators from the 70s.
And now he's wearing he's wearing a white shirt with a very wide white tie.
And the white tie matches his hair perfectly.
Yes.
And he's got a matching hanky and a brown jacket.
Yeah.
He looks terrific.
He really looks amazing.
He looks great.
He looks like Robert Evans a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
With white-haired Robert Evans.
The only thing I would add is like, I feel like he needs a tie, like stick pin, or just like pearl earrings.
Well, Dave, roaches, rodents, and filthy equipment were among the reasons why health inspectors asked these places to voluntarily close to shape up. Leo's popular coffee shop downtown on Fannin was infested with mice and roaches. There were 2 dead mice and mouse droppings in the storage area, and roaches were crawling on the condiment cooler. There was also slime and mold on the ice machine. Poor Charlie's on clay had roaches in the kitchen hand sink and up on the ceiling. There were mouse droppings in kitchen cabinets and storerooms and uncovered food in the cooler. Poor old Charlie. The Sioux Fortune Cookie Company didn't have such good fortune. They were operating without a current permit, and food was exposed to open insulation and not protected from possible contamination. There was Fisher's near downtown on Austin that had mouse and rat droppings on food and on the storage room and kitchen floor. Fisher's also had filthy
Can you
equipment.
pause for a second?
These places didn't have hot...
Just so the audience understands, all they're doing is showing footage from the street of these businesses with the address put up on a graphic. There's nothing, it's just a checklist of where to find rats and mice in Houston, you said?
Houston, yes.
Yeah, this guy's a narc. As much as I want food places to be clean, this guy's got narc. He's got the rat energy.
I kind of want to take like the Houston tour where I go to all these places, check them all off my list.
Poor Charlie's.
Maybe not poor Charlie's.
Now look, it's fascinating to see these places in this era. This feels, first of all, it feels just like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Right. You can't just take a camera around and be like, this place has rats and that place has roaches and this place has...
It feels very unauthorized. He's just saying these things. There's no proof. I was reading though, apparently the Houston food service industry would quake in fear every week when Marvin Zindler would do his rats and roaches report, because they didn't want to show up on it, but they didn't know if they were going to show up on it or not.
It's a good thing you couldn't see him coming a mile away.
Yeah. The most conspicuous guy.
The most conspicuous looking guy ever. He's got like a shock of white hair.
Yeah, like if Walton Goggins from Righteous Gemstones showed up.
Well, he makes that guy look, like a, pardon the pun, but mousy.
Yeah.
Now you'll notice one of his, and this was a very early Rats and Roaches report. His act developed though, and it got branding and all this stuff. He really made this a little business for himself.
Tom, what if we steal this and have a Rats and Roaches report on our show?
Yeah, Toothsome's Chocolate Factory had rat and mouse droppings all over the robot.
Now you'll notice one of the things he said, in addition to the rats and roaches, was that one of the places had slime in the ice machine.
Slum. He said slum. How did he say
Oh,
it?
is that what he said?
He said slime in the ice machine.
But
Yeah,
the way he said slime was. Can you go back to hear how he said slime?
That was like Brett
The
felt like
second
it was
clip.
home. Brett felt like he was at home. But
Yeah.
pardon me, but that's not a job for the health department. That's a job for the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, if they're trying to get rid of slime.
Well,
If I was one of the Ghostbusters, you know where I'd look. If I was trying to get rid of slime, you know where I'd start? Slimer.
Was infested with mice and roaches. There were 2 dead mice and mouse droppings in the storage area, and roaches were crawling on the condiment cooler.
roaches.
There was also slime and mold on the ice
Slum.
machine.
I didn't even realize that that's what he said.
He
His
said
accent was
slum.
so slime and mold.
We got slime and mold on the ice machine.
Should we do a slime and mold report additionally?
Double Threat should have a monthly slime and mold report.
well, I'm afraid old Zindler
Forever
beat.
Dog is going to be like number 1.
Yeah. Over at Forever Dog, they got a Thanksgiving cake in the freezer still, covered in slime and roaches.
Slime, mold, roaches, rats, rat droppings, opossums, mold, slime.
Yeah. More
It goes
slime.
Back to the beginning.
The rat droppings had slime on them.
Mice are ice skating.
Yeah. And then they found 2 dead mice with slime and rat droppings on the mice.
You're going to love this.
Yeah.
A rat dropped a roach.
A rat dropped, there were roach droppings on a rat who was standing on top of a pile of slime, who was laying underneath a dead mouse.
2 dead mice is so romantic, though. The idea that maybe they died holding hands.
That's
or
my
making
favorite
love.
public domain song, by the way. 2 dead mice, 2 dead mice, covered in slime, covered in slime.
They're stuck inside the freezer with the Baskin Robbins cake.
We got a Baskin Robbins cake covered in slime, rat droppings, and dead roaches.
I have a feeling that this guy is wearing that white wig and those glasses and all that costume sort of like, I think he underneath that is just a pile of rats and roaches.
Yeah.
So this guy, in other words, is going on the news to tell his fellow rats and roaches, here's where some good eats are.
Yeah.
He really latched onto slime in the ice machine. You can see the wheels turning in his head. He just said it in the moment, but it became part of his branding as Marvin Zindler developed his routine. It became an essential part. He even they even wrote a little jingle, "Slime in the Ice Machine," and then he would get these kids on the show, as I'm going to show you, and he called them the Slime Choir. So every week.
Joking. Is this real?
This is true. He would get local elementary students to make up the slime choir every week to keep track of who had slime in the ice machines around
If there
Houston.
are people from Houston who are listening, please write in with memories of this guy, because this sounds like this is totally crazy.
I'm about to show you the slime choir. This is a later. Sorry, go ahead.
Here's a challenge right now. Before we see this, I want to put it on the table. If you were a member or a family member was a member of the slime choir, we want them on the show.
Yeah, we want a slime choir boy represented.
Now, this is from 1999. So this is about almost 20 years after that first report. And Marvin Zindler's bigger than ever now. He's got this whole segment, the slime choir.
1999, a summer of slime and rat mold. The rats had mold on them.
The mice have learned to vomit. Bad news.
Yeah, we got bad news, folks. The mice are making slime.
They're making slime.
The mice and rats teamed up with the roaches, and they now got a machine that makes slime.
Even worse news, there's foam. We don't know what foam
The mice just bought poor Charlie's.
The mice are holding me hostage.
My family is being held hostage by a contingent
Rats,
of
roaches,
rats
slime, foam
on the condiment cooler.
on the condiment cooler. What's the condiment cooler? I want a condiment
My
cooler.
daughter is being imprisoned in a condiment cooler right now by rats, mice, roaches, slime, foam, and
pellets,
droppings.
and droppings.
And human
Now.
droppings.
Plot twist. My daughter is a thing of ketchup.
Yeah. My daughter is a condiment. All right, Brett.
All right, so this
slime
is from
squad.
1999.
That's not him now, is
No,
it?
no. This is. We'll get into it in a second here.
Looks like it looks like James Elroy
You'll
doing
know.
the evening news.
You'll know him. He hasn't aged a day, Marvin Zindler, in the last 17 years since the last report. So here he comes.
Big S. Grisby in the 14th.
And sorry, the big S is Slime in the Ice Machine. So we're 20 years later. The branding has just blown up at this
You
point.
know that song, I Want to Know What Love Is? Well, I want to know what the slime is because I don't think it's okay to just go on the news and be like, there's slime without being specific.
I'm going to
think it's-
need to take some time to
For the
think it
slime.
over.
Some slime time.
Poor Charlie's has got slime.
Slime.
You
Slime.
wouldn't feed
Like-
their food to Rover. I want to know what slime is. I want you to tell me. No, I want you to show me. I want to know. No, he wants to know where slime is. Like, I want to know where slime is.
Slime is.
Yeah.
Slime. Slime.
This guy's my hero.
And at this point, he's not even showing photos of the restaurants anymore. He has this graphic
Just
of an
names
ice
them.
machine, like a big
Yeah.
ice machine, and he's just putting up the names of restaurants and their addresses and just saying they have slime in the ice
Saves
machine.
more wear and tear on the camera guy.
1,500 block of Grisby. Loretta Taqueria in the 6,900 block of Irvington.
It's like he's making an
Einstein
announcement, like a
Brothers
fun
Bacon.
announcement, like the lotto number.
They're like the contest winners.
And he's
Like
just
they're
saying,
the losers. Bo-do-bo-bo-do-bo-do-bo. And look at the little fan up top.
That's the cooler. That does the
10,200 block of
cooling.
Posto. Tapes in the 6,500
These are all
block of
people that are so
Westheimer.
angry with him that they
Princes
might kill
in the
him.
8,800
That
block
he's
of
announcing
Westheimer.
them like they're
And
contest
McDonald's
winners.
in the 12th.
oh, a McDonald's.
McDonald's
made the cut.
He
A
doesn't
specific
care.
one.
This guy has no fear.
The idea. Hey, you
He doesn't-
Marvin Zindler? Well,
Yeah,
yes,
who
I am.
wants to know? Who wants to know? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
He's
Well, I
eating with
own
his
the-
family.
I own
At
that
Rich-
taqueria. My
at
taqueria
Rich
just went out of
Charlie's?
business. Yeah.
He's
I
having
own,
dinner with Rich
you know what my
Charlie
name
and his
is?
family.
Charlie. And you know what? Now I'm
What?
poor Charlie because my place went out of business thanks to you.
And he just starts stabbing him with his own dinner knife.
Yeah. And then he starts to attack and he just goes, roaches assemble. And like the roaches and the rats and mice fight this guy back.
They make like a giant king roach rat.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
I'd
I'd watch
yeah.
that movie.
This guy, the owner of Charlie's, is attacking me. I'm going to get a surfboard made of roaches rolling in over the slime. On top of the surfboard are some mice. Then they're going to fight.
They're all throwing up.
Yeah, they're all throwing up
They all
droppings.
have food poisoning from the food in the kitchen of the place where I am.
So what does he do now with this choir?
All right, so he's listing all these. And I mean, as you said, he's just listing restaurants that he thinks are disgusting with this ice machine graphic, and then he's going to bring the slime choir out here in a second.
600 block of Bissonnet. And what did we have? All together, gang.
What are they, not great pyramids? The not so great pyramids? Ah!
Oh, now look at him. Now he looks like Karl Lagerfeld.
He,
He's
I
like
don't
the
know. He
ghost
looks
of
like,
Karl Lagerfeld.
looked like this art teacher I had once, Mrs. Joan.
He looks like Ronnie Millsap.
He looks great.
He said slime in the ice machine.
Slime in the ice machine.
And thanks to the youngsters of the Jack and Jill School on Ringwood for being this week's slime choir. Now, I hope Ed Brandon doesn't ruin our weekend, even though I know he is. But have a good week if you can. Good golf, good tennis, but especially whatever makes you happy.
Marvin Zindler, Eyewitness News.
Oh, those three are laughing it up.
These anchor
Wow.
people are just like,
They are
this
having
guy-
a blast.
this guy's a clown. And we now,
What a
and
fool.
he's bigger than any of us on the show. Like,
he could destroy you. Also,
Yeah.
if you have a business in town, he could
Yeah.
destroy
Yeah.
you with 1 second of airtime.
Yeah.
And now he has all those children working for him.
yeah, like they have a production meeting, and then one of like the anchors just like, I just gotta say, I'm sick of Marvin with this stuff. And then meanwhile, you realize a mouse is listening, like to the to the meeting, and it goes back through the wall, and then goes into Marvin's office, and he's like, "What's that? He's ratting me out in there. No pun intended. That SOB. Wonder what's gonna see what's like. It gets a little slime sent his way."
Wanda, you feeling okay? And the mouse goes like, no. And she's holding her mouth, and you can tell she's about to throw up. And he's like, Wanda, you feel like doing some sliming? And she goes, And then she runs into the board meeting where they're all talking trash about him, and she pukes all over the table.